Hi everybody, this is the intro, and in this tutorial we're going to be going over Sony Vegas Pro. This is the version 13.0 and it is the trial. Just for the sake of this video, the trial is free for 30 days for people who have it or don't know. So you can go ahead and grab that. I'll put the download to the link in the description. Go through the setup and everything and run your program or run Sony Vegas Pro and you'll get this screen right here. The first thing I want to go over is how to add media. If you go over here to this folder that says by type and we expand it, we'll have three different sections for media that we can add to our video. So we have stills or pictures, and then video and audio. So those are the three things that we're going to be using in our videos. Sometimes you might want to add other videos to extend a certain type of video that you're creating, but we'll go over that in the next tutorial. So for now we're going to go over how to add audio. So adding audio, adding video, and adding stills, you all do this in the same way. You're just going to want to go up here to File, click Import, Media, and then click on the media file that you'd want. So if I wanted a music file or an audio file, and I just click on this thunder sound effect and open it, and then click on my audio folder under the by type folder, we'll get my sound effect that is now imported into Vegas Pro. The same thing you can see with a picture. We'll do an import. Go to Import Media. Now in our pictures folder, we just click on the picture that we'd like to select. Make sure it pops up here at the bottom, and then click Open. So as you can see, I've also got this picture. So that's how you import media. In our next tutorial, we'll be going over how to actually add media to a timeline and create a short video. So I'll see you in the next tutorial. Hey everybody, this is Intro back with video tutorial 2 on Sony Vegas Pro version 13.0. What we are going to do in this video is actually put these two, well, the still or the picture and the audio file that we had in our last video into an actual video. So before I do this, I want to show you guys how to actually get free audio files or free sound effects for your videos. If you go down to, or go to this website right here, free SFX, which I'll put a link to in the download or in the description below, and they have tons of sound effects that are all free. All you do is if you have if you're using them for some commercial reason, you have to mention their website, and that is all. So I'll put the link to this in the download or in the description again, and we'll go back to Sony Vegas Pro. So starting here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna want to add our video or our audio file and add our picture. So first we're gonna add our picture. Now the picture is going to act as the video. Since we only have a still image, I can drag this image to any point on the timeline. Now if I click on somewhere in this timeline, you can see that this bar will pop up. This bar is a set, so you can actually set the time that you can play your video, and your video will play up here. And as you can see, since this still is not at 30 seconds, it only it cuts out at about 12 seconds, it's not going to be playing at 30 seconds and 45 seconds. So we can drag by going to the edge of the photo and drag it, say to 2 minutes. Set it there, and as you can see, as our video plays up here and as this white line goes down and our timer is going, you can see that the image is being displayed. Now second, what we can do is grab an audio file. Oops, sorry about that, it's just my phone. Okay, so second, what we can do is grab an audio file and throw it in so that it will overlay this image to sort of give it some style to it. So if we just drag the audio file down here, it'll automatically create another audio file. Another way we could have did this is right click in this box and click insert audio track, and then simply drag the audio track down to here. But since we didn't do that, we did it the other way. I'm just going to go ahead and delete this one, and I'm just going to right click and delete track. Now you can see that the audio track, since I dragged it down here, has been created. I can now extend this audio track to 2 minutes. Now with both of them in line, in sync, I'm going to go back to the beginning of my audio where you can see 0 seconds, or you can actually, if you have your pointer in this box down here, scroll with this scroll button in the middle of the mouse in and out, and you'll get a wider or shorter video link. So I can see 5-second increments right here, and I can see 15-second increments right here. So you can adjust that to your liking as well to see, more in depth if you're looking to edit something that's a few seconds or just milliseconds. You can go in and really change that up by zooming in and out with the scroll button on the mouse. Now what we're going to do is go up here to our video and go to start, or click this button right here, and then click play. Now what you can hopefully hear is the sound of thunder going in the background as we have a green landscape picture. And that is how you create a simple video. In the next tutorial we'll be going over a little bit more in depth. But I just quickly wanted to make this series just to show you just the basics of creating a quick video, maybe for school or a project or for commercial reasons too. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next tutorial. Hey everybody, this is Intro, and this is going to be a tutorial on how to add multiple video, multiple audio files to a project in Sony Vegas Pro. So what we're going to do is we're going to import some more pictures or some more still images by going to import media, and I'm going to grab this. If you didn't know, if you click on one image, hold Control, and then click on another, you can grab more than one image at one time. So I'm going to grab these 4 photos and then open them. Go to my stills here, and as you can see, they've all popped up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set our first photo to 15 seconds, and I'm going to grab another photo that I want to show up after that and make that last until 30 seconds. And I'm just going to keep doing that with all of the pictures that I want in my project. So each photo has 15 seconds of playtime, and keep dragging them over, make sure they're lined up pretty well. They don't have to be perfect, of course, but make sure they're lined up pretty well. They'll snap in once you get close enough to the edge of the line right here, as you can see where the 15-second mark is. So once we have that done, what I'm going to do is I'm going to resize my audio to finish when my stills are done running. Then I'm going to restart it and click play, and it will run my slideshow. Okay, and as you can see, after 15 seconds, it switched to the second image. After another 15, it'll go to the third image, and so on and so on. So that's basically how you create multiple photos or multiple still images in one audio file. We could also take multiple audio files. Say I wanted the thunder to play in the first 15 seconds, or I could actually even drag it and put it in the second still image, and I can go to my import media, and what I'll grab is this sound right here, which is an explosion sound. Go back to audio and our by type folder up here, and as you can see, my explosion sound has popped up. I'm going to drag it into the same audio file or the same audio project opening, and I'm just going to drag it to cover the first still images. I can also right click on it, click copy, go to the last 30 or the third set or the third still image, and then paste it in there. Okay, so if I line these two audio files up, as you can see, they are perfectly lined up. But another thing I wanted to show you guys is we can overlay two different audios. So if I was to keep dragging this, it would drag it over the second audio file and then play both of them at the same time. We don't want to do that right now, so we're just going to put it back to its regular 15-second increment. Let go, and we're going to go up here, go to start, and play our video again. This time you hear the explosion going off. And then as our second image shows up, we get the thunder sound. So that's how you use multiple files to make a video. In my next tutorial, we'll be going over transitions and adding some style to these different types of stills and how to just make it a little bit more interesting. So I'll see you in my next video. Hey everybody, this is the intro. In this tutorial, I want to go over how to render or save a Vegas Pro or Sony Vegas Pro file. So you have a video we created in the past few tutorials, or you created your own video and you want to save it. You're going to want to click File in the top left corner, go down to Render As, wait for this to load, and you'll get this screen right here. So this top bar is used to tell you where the file will be saved to. So I'm going to save my file to the Documents folder, and below that is the name of the file. So let's name it New Video, and then this big box down here is actually the file type or what you want to save it as. So I recommend, if you're uploading to the internet, so go down here and click Internet HD 1080p or Internet HD 720p. If you aren't, there's actually tons of other ones: Sony tablet, Apple iPod, iPad, TV. They have tons of different stuff. If you keep scrolling down, you can find just about any other format. So once you find your format, you're just going to want to click on it and then click Render. And there you go. So that's all it does. Once it's done, it will be in the destination folder. So as I said, I wanted this to go to my documents, so I just open up my file explorer, go to documents, and my file will be there once it's done rendering. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next tutorial. Hey everybody, this is the intro, and as promised, we're going to be going over how to add transitions and what transitions are. So if you see down here, we have an option for transitions. You're going to want to click on that, and what we're going to just open is click all, expand all, and just start clicking on stuff. So 3D blinds, and we can see what these do by just hovering our pointer over them. As you can see, there are different transitions that we can use to bring in photos or bring in different parts of our video. So to spice it up a little bit, what I'm going to do is add a few of these. So before we do this, I'm going to make it a little bit less complicated. I'm going to put just this one sound effect, which is the constant explosion sound that you heard earlier. And we'll just do 2 different photos. So each 30 seconds each. Match the audio up with the videos. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a transition in front of my Chicago skyline wallpaper. So We can also click on other ones to see what these ones do. And let's say I like this one right here. So bright light. What I'm going to do, I'm going to drag it right in the middle here. Right in the middle of these two photos and just drop it. Now what I'll get is this picture right, or this dialogue right here. And what this dialogue has is options for the transition that I've just added. So when the transition runs, it's going to have something called speculator light that is going to be shown on the image or in the transition. And I'm going to be able to adjust this by any means that I want. So we're going to go ahead and run this transition. Close this, make this as small as possible for right now. And just go ahead and see what it looks like. So actually for right now, what I'll do is mute my audio and run the transition just so we can get the transition and without all the explosion noise in the background. Okay, so as you can see, the transition was very fast, and I mean that's normal, but we wouldn't want it that fast. We want it somewhere where the viewer could see it. So as you can see, what I have right now is this yellow bar right here, and this yellow bar, these two are called loops, and between these is called the loop region. So with the loop region, what we can do is now run this transition over and over and try to sort of style it up a bit. So if we move our loop region right to where our loop is happening, what we'll get is a constant of that flow. So we'll just go back and back and back. So if I started at 28 seconds and it ends at 32, it's going to go from 28 seconds to 32 seconds and just keep doing that over and over so that we can see the transition or whatever is happening. So as you can see, as it plays, your video or your computer really catches up with it. And slower computers might not have the best video quality, so it takes a few runs for the video to go in sync with the transition. So give it a few tries. I mean, not give it a few tries, but give it a few seconds, and you should see it look exactly like mine. Just a smooth transition from one photo to the other. Now let's see what happens when we lower this lighting. So I'm going to lower the lighting now. And as you can see, the lighting for the background while the transition is happening is almost completely gone. But if I put it all the way up, you can see the sort of like the shiny glare that shows up on the picture. And this is how you're going to add basically any transition. So if I wanted another transition, let's say right after 32 seconds, I can move my loop region. And I can also turn off the loop region if I'd like by right-clicking inside the blue part or the loop region content and then unclicking loop playback. But for now I'm going to keep it there. Let's say I wanted this transition to be in there also. So I can drag this transition now. Let's say I'm actually going to put this in the beginning. So in the beginning of my video, when it starts, I'm going to have a clock wipe or a special type of transition show up when I'm doing that. And with that, we also get more options or more settings that can be changed within that transition. So what we're going to do is I'm going to move my loop region back to the second or the beginning so that I can examine that first loop. Or not the first loop, but the first transition. So running that back, clicking start or go to start, we'll get this loop playback. And I'll shorten it so it's a little faster. Alright. There we go. So as you can see here, our transition starts. As soon as the video starts, we get that clock transition, and with the properties panel right here, I'm going to actually use the feather angle and put that up a lot so that we get sort of like a shadow that follows with the clock swipe. So that's basically how you add any transition to Sony Vegas Pro. I really went over it pretty steadily just to show you, how it does work. They can be sort of complicated. In my next video, we're going to be going over a little bit more advanced techniques to make your video even more exciting and even more stylish. So please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Hey everybody, this is the intro, and this is the last tutorial in our series on Sony Vegas Pro version 13.0 and how to create basic video projects. So what we're going to be doing in this tutorial is just basically refreshing everything, and I'm going to show you a last editing feature that we can use when making videos. So say I have a picture, we're going to set it to 1 minute, and I'll use my audio, set that to 1 minute. What we can do here now is we can actually go in and right click on this film right here, and what we want to go to is Media FX. Now with Media FX, what we'll get is a huge list of different basically effects that we can use on this still image, video, or anything else. So we can add tons of things with this. We can add let's see here. So we have light rays. So I'm going to click this and make sure it pops up right here, or just click it and click add and then click OK. And what we'll get is a light rays property. Now with the light rays property, it's going to edit this film. So if I go back to start from beginning, and I'm going to create a loop, let's loop 15 seconds. Okay, and I'm going to play the video. I'm gonna actually go ahead and let's mute the audio so we don't have to listen to the audio the whole time. And I'm gonna go ahead and run this again. Now as we run it, what we'll be able to do is adjust these properties. Now as you see, as I adjust the properties, I'm getting different effects that are happening with this video. So as I increase the strength, the light in the background seems to grow. If I go to sensitivity, you can see like the disbursement of the light on the objects. And I can do this in tons of different ways, but there's also other properties. As I just showed you, you can click right here on this green button, plug in chain, to get that list to pop back up again. And we have tons of stuff as I just showed you. We'll go to GPU accelerated and click a quick thing in here. So let's say we want a lens flare. Click OK. Oh, and actually it didn't add it because I forgot to click add. So back to GPU accelerated, and where is it at? Lens flare, add, click OK. What we're going to get is a second property here. Now say I don't want the first property anymore, I'm just going to uncheck this box and make sure my lens flare is checked now. Now I can see what this will do to my video. So constantly running that loop again. Stop it, restart it, play it, run our loop as I change the properties on this new property. So with lens flare, we're gonna say light color red, and intensity, we're gonna bring that up just to see what we basically get. So as you can see here, I'm getting like a glare, so like the sun and a glare on your lens sort of view for the camera. I can also change this point, as you can see here, this floating point right here can actually be moved. So I can say, make it look like a sun sort of coming in. So let's put it up here in this top corner. Increase the intensity a little bit. The size is all the way up right now. You can also adjust the size of it, the perspective, and there we go. So we sort of have like a sun feature coming in. Let's make the red a little sharper. Okay, so as you can see, we just added that lens flare effect to our video. I can go ahead and now close the properties box and run our video from the beginning. Open our loop a little bit, and as you can see, the lens flare is staying there as a constant. Now I can also change that by stopping the video, right clicking on my video or my video properties tab, going to properties at the bottom, or not going to properties at the bottom, but you want to go back up to media effects to change the effects of the video. I can actually take off lens flare, or I can just add more stuff. Now most of this is just going to be trial and error, just clicking on things, seeing how they work, getting used to it. But once you get used to it, you'll pretty much know what you want to add to your videos without, just having to trial and error. But trial and error can also be fun. You learn a lot, and you can see all the different cool features that Vegas has. So we're going to add Starburst, and I'm going to click OK. Wait for that to load up in our menu here. And I'm going to cancel out lens flare now so that I can actually see what the Starburst is going to do to my image. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to extend this down so I can see all my properties at once, and just start editing it. Make sure you have your loop going so that your video is changing at all times. So let's start our loop back up. Click play. And what I'm going to do is change some of these properties. So let's put this all the way up. Okay, so strength, we're going to increase the strength. And as you can see, it's given a glare to everything. So the Starburst, it's sort of popping everything out of the screen and giving it a little bit more dimension to the color, maybe. So that's cool. So basically, in this video, I just wanted to go over some properties just to show you how they work. It is a trial and error method. Of course, there's tens of thousands of different properties in here, and not more that you can download offline. But just to get a basic understanding of what these do and how to add them and use them. So that's all I'm going to show you guys in this video. Like I said, this is my last video on Sony Vegas Pro. If you have any questions, please post them in the comments below, and I will answer them. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe and check out the rest of my videos, and have a good day.